Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. So, big news. Orioles clinched the number one seed in the American League within the first game of the Red Sox series. Now, hopefully, I will not take too long in this video because it is somewhat kind of pointless at this point, really. At the same time, playoffs are starting tomorrow night, and I'm trying to decide what to do with that. I do kind of think maybe I should do a series preview show and then a wrap-up series show. So be sure to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified if I decide to stick to my schedule or not. All right, let's get to game one. Coming into this game, the Orioles' magic number was 1. The Rays were off, so the Orioles were really in charge of their own destiny at this point anyway. Boston Red Sox 0, Baltimore Orioles 2 from Camden Yards. The start of a 4-game set with the Red Sox to close out the year. Hayes led off. Chris Sale on the mound, right? Yes. Chris Sale on the mound. So, actually did Henderson was moved all the way down to 6. Hayes over. Rutschman 1 for 3, also walked once. Santander 1 for 4, RBI and a run scored. Mullins initially got the day off, came in, defense replacement late. Mountcastle got the start in this one. Lefty on the mound. 0 for 1 with a walk. You see O'Hearn came in late in the game. Aaron Hicks started the game in center field and moved to right field when Mullins came in. 0 for 3. Henderson, 0 for 3. Did not have that great of an experience against Chris Sale. Not that many left-handers do. Dylan Westberg 0 for 2. Frazier came in, pinch hit late, was able to work a walk and end up scoring a run. McCann got to start in this one. Behind the plate, Rutschman DH'd. 0 for 3. Mateo, 1 for 2. Good to see Mateo doing things with at bats. Kerstad pinch hit for Mateo late in the game. And he came through. 1 for 1 with an RBI. And Arias went in to play the field because Kerstad's not playing the infield, or at least not shortstop where Mateo was. So Arias in the third. Henderson moved from third base to shortstop. Kerstad, his hit was a double. Santander, home run off of Chris Sale. Teo actually had an error. Somewhat disappointing. Dean Kramer got the start in this one, 5 1/3 of an inning pitched. 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. Not a great performance in the looking at how long he pitched, but 2 hits and a walk, that's very good. Would have been nice if he could have, finished out the 6th inning, but I think we'll live. The 8 strikeouts are up there, especially I think the last 2 or 3 outings Kramer had didn't go that well. This one went much better. DL Hall got an inning and 2/3 in relief of Dean Kramer. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Definitely seemed like DL Hall, when he came up to the club initially, was struggling somewhat. Brandon Hyde and something that Brandon Hyde has really grown into, has kept putting the guys out there, showing confidence in his pitchers. Where I think earlier in Brandon Hyde's career, he would maybe overprotect his guys. But very nice performance by DL Hall, and a nice, very good, I want to say 3 or 4 outings from DL Hall to close out the season. So, looking good there. Cano actually came in the 8th inning in this one. Pitched 2/3 of an inning. Did give up a hit, but no runs, no walks. Struck out 1. Perez finished out the 8th inning. So 2 outs by Cano and 1 out by Perez in the 8th inning. Perez got the only man he faced. So who in the 9th? Well, Tyler Wells. It is something that maybe I alluded to in the last show. Tyler Wells being brought back up. Is a very good pitcher and has had many great starts for the Orioles this year. But the amount of innings he pitched this year was getting way up there. Partially because he is somewhat fresh. Maybe not fresh is a right word. He was fresh coming off of Tommy John surgery last year. So he didn't throw that many innings. And then when he was in the starting rotation this year, the career innings for a season anyway started to climb. So really want to dial him back. So it does kind of look like Tyler Wells is a prime candidate for the back end of the bullpen moving forward. Also, why I kind of want to do a preview show. What's the postseason roster going to look like? We don't know, and we won't know for a few days. So, lots of celebrating after this game. So, of course, they didn't score a run in the next game. Boston Red Sox 3, Baltimore Orioles nothing. This will be Friday's game. In a game that, for the most part, didn't really matter. The Orioles weren't going to be able to win enough games to overtake the Atlanta Braves for the best record in Major League Baseball, so not that you really want to intentionally lose a game or anything, but kind of did a little bit more celebrating the night before, and it came out before the game that Rutschman and Arias had some kind of a bug and were pulled from the lineup. Mullins led off this game, 0 for 4. Ryan Mountcastle hitting second, 2 for 4. Ryno Hearn, 0 for. Austin Hayes, 0 for. Kjerstad actually got to start in right field. He didn't look too bad. Somewhat surprised. The walls at Camden Yards are, especially in the corners, left field, you got that weird cutout that makes it deeper, and then in right field, you got that really tall scoreboard. Can be tricky to play if you're not used to it. Kjerstad did look okay out there. Westberg 1 for 3. Frazier 0 for. McCann 0 for 2, but did walk once. Mateo 0 for 3. 3 hits. 3 hits and 1 walk. Yeah, lots of celebrating. Westberg had a double. McCann actually had a throwing error. Partially to go along with maybe being, partying too much, Nick Pivetta threw a really nice game. Nick Pivetta is one of the better starting pitchers that the Red Sox have had this year. John Means got the start in this one. He pitched very good. Just didn't get a whole lot of run support. Means went 6 1/3 of an inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, a walk, struck out 4. Was it a 2-run home run? Yeah, it was a 2-run home run given up by Means. But not... I mean, in 6 innings, you're only giving up 2 runs. I mean, you can live with that. Your offense just has to do something. Jorge Lopez. Got an article, some somewhat sad news about his future. Did come in and pitch 1 inning and 2/3. Didn't give up a hit, a run, but he did walk 1 and struck out 2. So very nice performance from Jorge Lopez. Shintaro Fujinami got the 9th inning. It is somewhat disappointing that Fujinami couldn't have a clean inning here. Who got the run? Turner doubled, and who drove him in? Rafaela drove him in. Fujinami pitches 1 whole inning, gives up a hit, a run, a walk, does strike out 1. It really does seem to be clear that there's something going on with Fujinami. He does seem to get better the more batters he faces. Which, is he just getting nervous when he gets out to the mound? Is he not used to the mound compared to, let's say, the bullpen mound? Or does he really need more time to warm up? Kind of puzzling there. All right, Saturday's game. I actually went to this game, so finally they were able to win a game I went to. Saturday's game, Boston Red Sox 2, Baltimore Orioles 5. They gave up a lot of hits in this game, but thankfully they were able to keep those hits from scoring. Gunnar Henderson back in the lineup, leading off, 1 for 4, scored a run. Rutschman 1 for 3. Rutschman actually struck out twice. It's somewhat irregular for Rutschman. Mateo That's okay. Oh, that's right. He pinch ran. Mateo went in for Rutschman late in the game. Pinch ran. As you can see, for the first 6 innings, it was scoreless. So, yeah, you don't really want to lose Rutschman, but at the same time, you want to get the run in. So, Mateo, if he's not starting, is prime candidate to run. That's why you can see Mateo 1 at bat, no hits, but 2 runs scored. And an RBI, actually. The fielder's choice, that's why it's no runs. No hit. Santander, 1 for 4, 2 RBIs. O'Hearn, 0 for. Mountcastle, 1 for 3, RBI and a run. McCann, who came in late because Rutschman was pinch ran for, came in to catch. Arias, you see down here, started at third base, and he moved to first base. Henderson flip-flop between shortstop and third base. Teo was in there, so there was your shortstop. McCann did get in the bat, didn't get a hit though. Mullins 0 for 2. Kjerstad did come in later in the game. Kjerstad got a hit. So it does appear that, well, here's another one. Here's another hot top prospect that seems to be handling Major League pitching very well. Maybe not very well. He's handling Major League pitching. Aaron Hicks, 0 for 3. Don't see that too much. Not even a walk to show for. Arias, 0 for 3 as well. Frazier, 1 for 2. Westberg, pinch hit late. Or no, he went in, I guess it was a defensive replacement then. 1 for 1, scored a run. Mountcastle, Frazier, Henderson doubles. Mateo stole 2 bases. That is why you use Mateo like that. Now, if you don't start Mateo, then you can kind of pick and choose when to put him on the base path so somebody can get on. But at the same time, you do kind of want him in your starting lineup every once in a while because it does put extra pressure on the defense to not allow him to get on base. Kyle Gibson ended up only going 5 innings in this one, but you don't really want to push him too much because you're going to want him for the postseason. So 5 innings from Gibson does give up 7 hits, which is kind of a lot. But again, you don't allow him to score. Did have 1 double play. 7 hits. 7 hits is a lot, but no runs. No runs to show for it. He also only walked 1 batter. Struck out 4. Bruce Zimmerman was brought up as another arm, just so you're not using every pitcher that you want to use in the playoff push. You do want to get some of these guys an inning or 2 because you don't want them going 5 days with doing nothing other than simulate a game or something. But at the same time, you don't want them to have to pitch 30 innings. Zimmerman, 2 innings pitched, did give up 2 hits, but no runs, no walks, struck out 2. Flaherty coming in relief here. Goes a whole inning. Gives up 2 hits and a run. Doesn't walk anybody. Strikes 2 out, which slightly odd. Even with all of Flaherty's struggles, not being able to get to strikeouts isn't really one of them. He just, for whatever reason, gives up a bunch of hits. He can strike people out with the best of them, but Jacob Webb finishes off the game. Not a safe situation. Well, okay. It wasn't a safe situation because there's only 1 run, but as you can see, Webb does allow a run. Webb pitches the whole 9th inning, gives up 3 hits, 1 run. Doesn't walk anybody, strikes 1 out. Not a great end of the year performance for Webb. All right, let's go to the last game. Sunday's game. Really, I don't think the Orioles and Brandon Hyde were worried too much about whether they won this game or not at all. I think they just wanted to get some guys in there just so they didn't have a long layoff. Though some of them did play the whole game, like, say, Henderson, who went 0 for 3, did walk once. Rutschman, 1 for 3, RBI and a walk. Santander, 1 for 4. O'Hearn, 0 for 2. Mountcastle pinch hit late, also 0 for 2. Mullins 0 for 3. Arias pinch hit late. Kerstad out there, 0 for 3. Did walk once, so that's nice that he can be patient at the plate. Frazier 0 for 2. Mateo came in late in the game, and because they were putting a lot of people in there, I ended up actually going into shortstop. Played shortstop because Westberg was flipping around between 3rd and 2nd base. Henderson went from short to 3rd to short again because Mateo was in there at shortstop and actually played a little bit of outfield in this one. Very good that he's willing to do that, and that Brandon Hyde is willing to do that. He's got the speed for it. Does he necessarily have the innings out there to truly understand how best to play defense? Westberg 0 for 2. Westberg 0 for 3. McCann 0 for 2, worked a walk, and scored a run. The only run. As in Rutschman, the only RBI. A few throwing errors in this one. Happens every once in a while, I guess. Then you come to this giant list here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pitchers used for the Orioles. Kyle Bradish started the game, goes 2 innings, and I don't know if Kyle Bradish was just on or because he knew he was only going to pitch a few innings, he just emptied the tank because I swear he had his two-seamer working fantastically. He started it on the inner part of the plate to the left-hander, and by the time it gets to the catcher, it's all the way on the right side of the plate. No hits, no runs, did walk 1, struck out 5. 5 of the total of 6 outs that he got. Danny Coulomb coming in the 3rd inning here. I assume that's why he was kind of not on the top of his game. Coulomb pitches the whole 3rd inning, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, only one of them earned, didn't walk anybody, struck 2 out. Tyler Wells pitches the 4th inning, no hits, no runs, did walk 1, struck 3 out. Fujinami pitches what inning are we even in here? The 5th inning here. No hits, no runs, did walk 1, didn't strike anybody out, but the no runs was important. DL Hall pitches, I don't even remember what inning this is anymore. 6th inning, I guess, right? 2, 3, 4th inning, 5th inning, yes. 6th inning for DL Hall. Does give up a hit, but no runs and no walks with 3 strikeouts. Perez gets 2 outs in the 7th inning. Gives up 2 hits and 4 runs. None of them earned. Walked 3. Struck out 1. Well, he was on a very nice streak, so bound to run into one of these. Cano gets the last out of the 7th inning. This was the 7th inning now. Last out of 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Cole Irvin recently recalled. Again, most likely, Irvin was recalled to get in this game and get some innings because he had been in AAA 2 weeks ago when they needed more fresher arms. Should be a sign that Cole Irvin is in heavy consideration to make the postseason roster. Pitches the last 2 innings of the game. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Fantastic performance there by Irvin. And that's why I say he's pretty much done that since what? He had a few bad starts to start the season and then got sent to the minor leagues. But since his return, the first one anyway, he's pitched very well for this team. So I don't think you can leave Cole Irvin off the playoff roster. But something I will have to go through in a series preview show. Now on to some sad news. Article written by Rock Kubatko. This was September 30th. Batista will undergo elbow surgery next month. He will not pitch again this year. And most likely next year because pitchers just don't recover from Tommy John surgery that fast. Somewhat disappointing. Another article written by Rock Kubatko. Jorge Lopez DFA'd. And this was September 30th, the afternoon of September 30th. Zimmerman was recalled to fill that spot. Lopez was not going to make the playoff roster because he was not with the team by August 31st, right? Rock says it somewhere in here. So, it's almost no point. But since Zimmerman was with the organization, it is possible that he could make the playoff roster. I'm not saying that he is. And here is this right here. Zimmerman option down, Irving up. Cole Irvin. Hadn't done that in a while, but I'll make sure I say his name right. So Zimmerman probably not going to make the playoff roster. He hasn't spent too much time on the major league roster, barring injuries, hopefully. So Cole Irvin was specifically recalled for the last game of the year. Check some standings out to try to maybe preview a little bit of what the playoffs may look like. Honestly, they're kind of funky just because there's 3 wild card teams now. I think it's kind of, I don't really understand why some of the things are the way they're doing it. They're actually splitting up and making it bracket based more than I think they should, because as you can see, the Orioles, the top seed in the American League, and the Astros also have a bye week. So the schedule looks as of like this for the wild card series that are coming up. Blue Jays are going to play the Minnesota Twins, and the Rangers are going to play the Rays. Now, supposedly, if the Blue Jays do beat the Twins in the series, the Orioles still won't play the Blue Jays, which in my mind doesn't make sense, because the Blue Jays will be the lowest seed remaining. Orioles are the top seed remaining. Wouldn't the one play the bottom? That's usually how they go, but apparently that's not how they're going to go, because, however, they got this weird bracket going. The Orioles will play the winner of the Rangers and the Rays series. At least that is what I'm hearing. It doesn't make sense, but that is what everybody is reporting on TV shows. I'm pointing like you can see where my TV is. And some of the other articles that have been posted around the internet. But, I mean, that's it. And as you can see, the series don't start until Tuesday. So, Tuesday and Wednesday. Don't know when Game 3 is. I don't remember how long these series... It's a 3-game series, right? So it should be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They play this 3-game series. Off day Friday to get ready for the next round on Saturday, which should be Saturday. So, potentially... And let's wrap this up here. We're getting kind of long. I'm just speculating, and I don't even know who we're even facing yet. Great job for the Orioles this year, top seed in the American League. I did mean to go and look at that video, the first video I did of the year, and I kind of wanted to see what I said, but I definitely wasn't like all these other pundits and picked the Orioles to finish dead last. So, all you people out there that did that, you can suck it. How's that? All right, let's get out of here. This is going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Be sure to like and subscribe. I should have one preview show coming about maybe around Friday. So, you want to be notified of that. Oh, crap. Where am I at with my call send out? However, I'm the Angry Ryno. This is Birdland.